All right. So what I was doing is basically playing. Well, I was playing this progression in C, but then for some reason I migrated to D, and I ended up kind of figuring out the bass line to stir it up. And I realized, Bob Marley, like
Right.
what a bass player is doing is exactly what we're talking about. They're kind of playing lead, like, around the chord.
Well,
So,
in that song in particular, they're literally playing the chords.
right.
Are you doing it
And that's
in
what I
what?
realized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What key are you doing it
In D, I guess, right?
in
D.
D? I
Yeah.
think they did it in G or A, but you could do it in D. Yeah.
Okay. Did they? Maybe. Right. Right. And that's how I used to play the bass line right there.
Right.
I think I've been playing it in a different position, different key, but here's the thing that it was just the coolest epiphany. See, like that, when I would play it the first time, I would never play it right because it didn't really make sense to me. I had to memorize the tab,
Uh
basically.
huh.
But
Uh
now
huh.
I see what it is. It's the D, if I'm playing it in D, So here's the loop. Let's see if we can hear it. D, G, and so it's just the D chord. If you look at this D shape, that's how the bass line is going to start. So it's
Right.
like, and then trace out the F shape of the G
Right.
and the
Right.
A. It's
Right.
so cool.
Yep.
So,
Just
okay.
triads. Yep.
Right. So that was kind of springboarded me into the lead a little bit. So I guess, what was I doing?
Uh huh.
So I'm
Yeah.
trying to play the chords more, but I feel like most of the time I'm just playing uh, the D chord because here, like, playing lead on the F and the G just doesn't quite sound right to me. Um, so,
Playing. Let's
so
see here. Let me record that really fast.
yeah, okay.
See. So yeah, I was mostly just doing scale.
Right.
And
Okay.
then I did switch to, like you were doing, I switched to the
Yep.
chords.
Right. I saw that one. Okay.
So yeah, so mostly on that. When you have quick chord changes like that, you kind of do have to just play the chord,
Yeah.
I guess. You know,
Yeah, it is pretty quick. Yeah.
or say if you have this scale. So if I'm just doing this D scale, so within the scale you can kind of find those chords. So here's my
Yeah.
D scale. So I could just jam on this D, and then when the G comes up, that's a G chord really,
Right.
and then A is going to be so. So if you can find those chords within the scale shape that you're in, that sometimes can help. So here's I'm basically thinking of this G and this A.
Right.
So when the G comes along, so that's that shape. But I put a passing tone in. Now here's my A. There's my A.
Right. So yeah. Okay.
So now do that again because I think you have that G shape there, but you missed on the A.
Right. So
But you want to find those shapes within the D scale.
right. So D scale.
Right.
Right. And then that's the G. So what am I thinking?
Right.
Okay.
And what you can do though is you don't necessarily have to play those three. You can just. So I'm not really playing that whole G. I'm throwing in some other notes. And same with on that.
Right.
So now when I went to this A, you can do it within this scale shape, but you can also jump up to this next scale.
Right. Right. Yeah, so the back and forth between the notes has been pretty helpful as a foundation, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like
yeah.
yeah, that's sounding better than it did before.
That sounds good. Yeah.
For some reason, I felt like some of the notes in the A chord, they just didn't sound as good when I picked them out on that
So
chord.
let's dissect that a little. So when you're on this G.
Yeah.
So how do I play a D scale in this shape?
Right. Right. Exactly. Right.
Right.
So that would be a good place to start. Just playing those notes on the D score. Okay, so let's try. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's just there's not enough time really for this exercise for where
On
I'm
each
at.
chord there.
Yeah, I should probably try.
So, which is one reason why um, a lot of times, like say for example, in this case, um, rather than us, not you specifically, but anybody, rather than trying to be fancy over quick chord changes like that,
Right.
just spell them out. Just make it easy. Just
Right.
there's nothing
So
wrong with just spelling out the chord.
right. Yeah, I got into that and it reminded me of so what is it? Just like well when you're just kind of like a blues
Boogie woogie thing.
Yeah. And that was one question I had. Actually just totally separate. We'll come back to the C jam or the D jam, but when you're doing something like that, like you can do that sort of thing, right? And that would be starting on the G. You go
Do what sort of thing again?
just like a kind of like one
so
of those.
you certainly can. You mean this sort of?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
what happens when I do that?
What am I doing? Right. That's
well,
so,
it makes it bluesy, or it rocks it up, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But it definitely will change the feel.
right. And what you're playing over it, but the thing that jumped out to me is it's like you're on. If the G is the root, then every time you want to do that, you kind of just go G, and then you hit the 5 and the 4. Is that right?
Which is not what you did here. If you were in G, what you did here is you hit the 4.
Oh, I did. You're
and
right.
The flat 3.
Right. So is that like what people do, or do they do more of the? I don't think they do.
Well,
that.
If you were doing, say,
yeah, that's maybe where I've heard it.
tush, ZZ Top. So that's a total different feel than,
That's pretty cool, though. Yeah, no,
yeah.
It's very different than what we were playing with Stirred Up, but yeah. Okay.
Which for D, however, that would be.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I also like thinking of it in different positions. So you could be like, if you're talking about D, you could also do it here. It's like kind of.
Right.
But I like just hammering the whole fret. I think is how most people do it.
Yeah.
It has a more natural sound to it.
So one thing. So I'm going to play again here for a second.
Sure.
So that's all major, happy kind of.
Right.
And then you could go.
Ooh. That's pretty good. Yeah, go happy again. And then back. Very cool. That was
So
awesome.
you know what I did there, right?
I was gonna ask you just.
So
actually,
what I was playing major,
right, major, and then you
D
went
major,
to and then you went to
and then I
like a
went to that
minor,
D minor pentatonic scale.
right. So just playing D minor over the major chords
Yep.
is like a new sound on its own. It's like
Yep.
very cool.
Yep.
Okay, so D minor. Okay, yeah. So
Yeah. So that's just your regular old minor pentatonic blues scale.
right.
Right.
Okay, so let me just see what it sounds like really quick when. So are you still kind of hitting the root notes of the chords, you think?
No, I was just totally rocking out on the
Right.
D minor pentatonic.
Right.
Yep.
Well, mine didn't sound as cool, but it was I can see the potential.
So here's the pattern I was using. It's just this, you know, this. So this pattern here.
Yeah. And so you bend that one up and hit that. That's one move. And then there's also got
Right.
it. Well, what was that move there? Okay. And you're just hammering off from the 13 with your pinky.
Yeah, pulling off from 13 to 10.
Right.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So where it has the well, I was about to say the most effect, but that's not necessarily true. But it's certainly a one thing that grabs people's attention a lot of times, sometimes good and sometimes bad, but is contrast.
Right.
So what grabbed when I first did that example, the fact that I was doing all happy and, you know, skipping down the road,
Right.
you know, has its
Right.
own feel. But then when I
Right.
I jumped to that, then it's like, whoa, what's going on?
Right.
And then I went right back to the major for a minute.
Right. Very cool.
And I used to play in a reggae band many years ago.
Oh, no way. Awesome.
And
that sounds like fun.
And that was whenever I was going to do a guitar solo. That's pretty much what I did, is I just played blues scales, because all the rest of it, the rest of the night, all I was doing was just
yeah, that's like the basic foundation, right?
Which is where I learned all these.
Right. These like inversions and everything.
Right.
Right. Let
Yeah.
me let me get your feedback on this, because yeah, I love that style of guitar. If I were to ever do a reggae band, I would have to, go all over the place with the chords. I couldn't just stay in
Yeah,
one
that was the
place.
only way I could stay sane.
Yeah, right. Otherwise, F, G, and C. Yeah. But to be with a really good drummer in a reggae band, that's got to
Oh
be
yeah.
important. I mean,
Yeah.
the drums are like my favorite part.
Okay,
So,
well, I better run,
all
but
right. Yeah, really
hey,
quick. Can we move the time? We can email about it. I think we got to move back to Tuesdays in a couple weeks. So, if,
I
if
don't know
if
if
he's
I
not
have
available.
any.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Well, shoot. I
let's
gave up
see.
that spot. Well, we can text about it. Let me check
Yeah,
with
I
my.
don't have any Tuesday times now.
Okay, that's all right. Maybe another day.
Yeah.
We'll figure something
But
out.
yeah, I'll send you what I have available.
Okay, that'd be
O-
helpful.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks. See
All
ya.
right. See ya.
All right.